If this message reaches you, it is meant for you. For anyone who has searched long enough, you are not the mind. Listen. At the end of every spiritual journey, something very simple is revealed. Nothing new is added. Nothing is achieved. What falls away is the seeker itself. Joel Goldsmith taught that the final realization is not about learning how to live spiritually, but about discovering that you already are what you were seeking. All along, you believed consciousness was something you needed to reach. Something higher. Something distant. But the quiet truth is this. Consciousness is what has been reading, listening, waiting, and searching through you. There comes a moment when striving ends, not because you are tired, but because you finally see that striving was unnecessary. The peace you were trying to find was never missing. It was covered by effort. Joel called this the moment of recognition. Not recognition of an idea, but recognition of being. You stop identifying as a person trying to awaken, heal, or improve. You realize that awareness itself has been present before every thought, every fear, every desire. That awareness has never struggled. It has never been confused. It has never been broken. And suddenly, the burden of becoming drops away. Joel taught that when this recognition dawns, life does not become dramatic. It becomes natural. You still wake up, eat, work, relate, and move through the world, but something essential changes. You are no longer living from fear. Fear may appear, but it no longer defines you. You begin to notice that thoughts arise and fall on their own. Emotions pass like weather. Circumstances shift. Yet something remains steady, quiet, untouched. That is not something you possess. That is what you are. This is what Joel meant when he said, I and the Father are one, not as a statement of ego, but as the end of separation. The moment you recognize this, comparison ends. Guilt ends. Self-judgment ends. You no longer measure your life against ideals. You simply live. A student once asked Joel, how do I stay in this awareness? Joel answered, you don't. Awareness stays as you. The effort to maintain it is what takes you away from it. This is the great paradox. The more you try to hold truth, the more it slips away. The moment you relax, it reveals itself. Living as awareness does not make you passive. It makes you responsive. Action still happens, but it flows instead of strains. Words come more gently. Decisions feel clearer. You listen more. You react less. Life feels intimate again. You no longer need life to go a certain way in order to be at peace. Peace is no longer a reward. It is the ground. Joel taught that from this recognition, service becomes natural. Not service from obligation, but from overflow. You don't try to heal others. Your presence becomes healing. You don't try to teach. Your clarity communicates itself. This is why people felt calm around Joel. Not because he tried to be peaceful, but because he was no longer divided within himself. When awareness recognizes itself, there is no inner conflict left to project outward. The final freedom Joel spoke of was freedom from the need to understand. Understanding belongs to the mind. Recognition belongs to being. You stop asking why. and start resting in is. Nothing needs to be added to this moment. Nothing needs to be removed. This moment is already whole. If fear arises, you notice it. If doubt appears, you observe it. But you no longer follow them home. You remain as the space in which they appear. This is not detachment. This is intimacy without fear. Joel often reminded students, the truth does not need your help. It needs your availability. Availability means openness, stillness, willingness to not know. The journey ends here, not because there is nothing more to learn, but because there is nothing more to become. You are not on your way. You have arrived. And the most beautiful part is this: you do not need to remember this all the time. Even forgetting happens within awareness. Even confusion appears in truth. Nothing can take you out of what you are. If this final message feels like a settling rather than an excitement, that is its purpose. Awakening is quiet. It does not shout. It rests. If this series has walked with you gently, please like this video so others may find it. Subscribe for more Joel Goldsmith inspired teachings and quiet spiritual depth. And if you wish to leave a final affirmation, comment below. I am at rest. That is not a claim. It is a recognition.